Despite some tough weather conditions this week, many of our local schools did not let the elements slow them down as the winter sports season inches closer to completion. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Naperville Sports Weekly. I'm your host, Joe Kennedy. We have our first postseason highlight to get to from our winter sports teams as Naperville Central hosted the Boys Bowling Regional on Saturday. Meanwhile, in basketball, undefeated Waubonsie Valley traveled to Naperville North, and the Huskies came ready to play spoiler.
Waubonsie Valley enters enemy territory with an undefeated record at 14-0 and a 4-0 slate in the DVC. Now they take on Naperville North, who is coming off wins over Mattia Valley and Evergreen Park. Warriors get the party started with Moses Wilson, who hooks one in to give Waubonsie a 5-3 lead. Wilson turns up his game on defense as he pokes the ball away, and Trey Blissett feeds him the ball and goes off the glass. Huskies display the 3-ball with Max Steele trying out the corner pocket version to even the score at 10 after 1. Green and Gold stay on pace in the second quarter with Trey Blissett, who fights for his miss and puts it back in to cap off a 7-0 run. For the Huskies, good things will happen when Luke Williams is on the court. There he is under the hoop and gets a board and putback for himself. Staying with the Huskies, but we flip over to Bryce Welch, who drives and lays it in to tie the game back up, this time at 20. Warriors retake the lead 22-20, so North is hoping to tie it up, but Matt Sessom gets a piece of the ball, and Waubonsie holds that lead at the break. In the third quarter, Welch plus Williams equals a 3-point basket for the Huskies, and they trail 26-23. Tyreek Coleman tries out a 3 and misses, but Sessom can also help out on offense with a nice putback. Coleman wants to redeem himself, so Tyler Threet finds him, fakes out a defender, shoots for 3, and splash. It's 32-26 Green and Gold as we head to the fourth. The Huskies keep up the fight, and Welch remains online from 3. That shot makes it a 34-31 deficit, and it adds on to his 12-point night. Warriors respond to every swing, and here's Coleman hitting 3 of his 11 points in the game. Then Threet finds Wilson all alone, and look out below, it's a dunk for the junior. Warriors hold their largest lead of the game at 39-32. It's never over against the blue and orange, so Grant Montanari is in the right spot to lay one in to get the Dogs back within 3. After Dub V goes 1 for 2 at the free throw line, Steele gets his name called with another 3 and book it. Huskies trail 40-39 with 13 seconds left in the game. Coleman is hoping to ice it at the line, but he can't. So the Huskies have a shot to win it with Williams, but he gets caught in traffic, and his shot goes off the front of the rim, and that's it. Waubonsie Valley improves to 15-0 after a close 40-39 win.
We have a DVC matchup in girls basketball with Naperville Central traveling to Mattia Valley. The Redhawks are coming off a 19-point win against Plainfield Central, while the Mustangs fell to South Elgin their last time out, 55-49. In the opening minutes of the first quarter, the Redhawks go to work inside the post. Annabelle Kritzer gets it to Adriana Villanova, and it's 2-0 Central. Redhawks looking to add on to that lead, but Ariana Hammonds flies onto your screen with the steal. The junior goes down the court for the layup, and we're all square at 2. Once again, Central pushes the ball up court, but this time it's a perfect pass from Emily Moran. Emerson Burke does the rest with a tough finish at the rim. It's Mattia's turn for some fast-paced offense, and Annie Burke is waiting behind the arc. The sophomore nails the 3, and Mattia leads 7-6. A few minutes into the second quarter, the Redhawks continue to work the offense inside the paint. This time, junior Eleni Nikoloudis gets the pass and finishes this layup through the contact. The and one gives the red and white a 12-7 lead. Mattia needs to respond here to keep this one close, as 4 Mustangs touch the ball in the span of seconds. Lucy Burke hits from 3 at almost the same spot as her sister minutes ago. Central is still on top 16-12. The ball movement continues to flow well for Mattia, and it's Lucy Burke again hitting from 3. Mattia down by 5 in the final minutes of the second quarter. It's a battle between Burke of Naperville Central and the Burke sisters of Mattia Valley. This time it's the Red Hawk Emerson Burke cutting on the baseline and making an acrobatic shot. Central leads 24-17 at half. Seconds into the third, Srihitha Dugirala gets the ball from behind the arc and cuts inside to the paint for 2. Mattia continues to hang around in this one, but the Red Hawks want to pull away. Villanova gets the block inside, and Burke brings it up. She flies inside and gets the and one to go as the two celebrate high-fiving with one another. Central leads 30-23. Next Red Hawk possession, Hackett gets it off to Burke, and she wastes no time to let this one fly. It's a 6-0 Central run with just over 5 minutes left in the third. Freshman Emerson Burke having an amazing night for Central, and she adds more points to her total. She leads all scorers with 21 as the Red Hawks are pulling away. Final minutes of the game, Kritzer dishes it out to Moran, and she hits Nylon with the 3. Central outscores Mattia 30-17 in the second half and win it 54-34 for their second consecutive victory. Wrestling wraps up its DVC regular season schedule this week, and after the break, we'll see how some of our schools fared in preparation for next week's conference tournament. Then we'll keep on rocking in the wrestling world as one Red Hawk brings his musical talents to the mats.
It's a robotic money expert.
Clever. How do I start a savings habit?
Famous cabbage.
Savings habit.
Shaving rabbits.
Tech can make life simpler, but when it comes to savings habits, nothing's as simple as BMO. A BMO savings account helps you build the habit with a cash reward every month you save.
Cash reward. Ingenious.
Sardine fest.
This year's top prize goes to BMO.
I'm just in it for the saving, but it's nice to be recognized.
BMO.
What's the matter, boy? What are you trying to tell me? Is something wrong?
We live in a safe community, but not a crime-free community. If you see something, say something.
Naperville Animal Crime Stoppers.
Yes, I'd like to report a case of animal cruelty and neglect.
Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves.
It's senior night at Naperville Central, where the Red Hawks honor their senior grapplers before a final home duel meet against Mattia Valley. The Mustangs are hoping to grab a conference win before the postseason. At 120 pounds, Ty Martin gets the party started, driving Matt Shaw on the mat and takes the top position. All he has to do from there is turn Shaw onto his back and holds him long enough for the pin to fire up his team. At 138, CJ Bierman does nearly the same thing by getting a single leg takedown on Juan Arroyo. So Bierman puts Arroyo in the half Nelson, and that results in a pin. To 150 with Red Hawk Javier Sevilla getting some varsity action taking on Austin Juarez. Just like the previous two matches, Sevilla holds his ground and waits for the official to tap the mat to end the match. Final match at 165 pounds has Naperville Central's John Carnes taking on Jackson Wasson. Carnes begins the bull ride and turns Wasson onto his back and into the cradle. Carnes gets the pin, and Central is victorious on senior night 84-0. The center light is on for a wrestling matchup at Naperville North High School on senior night as the Huskies go up against Waubonsie Valley in the final conference match of the regular season. The match starts at 120 pounds. Husky Connor McDonald goes for the double leg takedown on Nate Duffield to get your typical 2 points. McDonald would secure a win to kick off the meet. At 126, Naperville North's Ben Messier goes for the single leg takedown on Waubonsie's AJ Ramirez. Messier gets the takedown and turns Ramirez on his back for the pin. The Warriors are looking for their first win as Ethan Wojtowicz escapes Husky Yenhevi Bondarev at 144 pounds. Wojtowicz goes for the points and finishes his opponent with the pin. At 150, North's Evan Marshitz rolls Waubonsee's Tyler Verge on his back, and that is another Husky pin. At 175, Husky Kyle Gatlin throws Matt Oyibo of Waubonsee Valley back on the mat. Just like the previous matches, Gatlin finishes the match with a pin, and that's pretty much the theme of the night. Another pin in sight at 190 pounds from North's Matthew Murphy, taking down Waubonsee's Jordan Hatchett, and he squeezes him for the pin. The Huskies are on a roll with this matchup. Stuck in the cradle at 250 pounds is Waubonsee's Josh Hausauer. Hausauer escapes the cradle, but his opponent, Matthew Randall, is still up by a good margin. Although Randall goes for the takedown, increases the score, and takes the match by tech fall. To the heavyweight bout with Waubonsee's Leo Hobson going for a double leg takedown on North's Steve Harvey. Hobson proceeds to pull Harvey from the line to continue the match. Things get heated up as Harvey rolls Hobson onto his back for 2 points. Harvey then attempts to go for a single leg, but gets dragged by Hobson at the sound of the buzzer. That results in a 7-5 win for the Warriors, but as entertaining as the match was, it wasn't enough for Dub V as the Huskies take home the senior night win, 69-9.
Naperville Central senior Jacob Smetters is the area's lone wrestler who qualified for state a year ago, but he also rocks some skills off the mats. NSW's Patrick Cotto has more on the multi-talented Red Hawk.
It's fun. I love playing in front of people. I just enjoy doing it. I've no idea rhyme or reason. It's just something I enjoy doing.
Naperville Central wrestler Jacob Smetters may have been the lone area state qualifier last season, but the senior has skills beyond just putting his opponents on their backs. Smetters also enjoys spending time outside of the wrestling room playing the guitar and even singing along with the tunes.
I was always interested in music. I started out with tuba in 4th grade band, so I was always just kind of involved in the band program. And going into 6th grade, what really got me into guitar was 6th grade music unit, and in that music class we had a guitar unit.
One of his memorable moments is playing the national anthem once a year before a Naperville Central home wrestling meet, including a recent Star-Spangled performance on the team's senior night against Mattia Valley. However, Red Hawk meets were not the first time he rocked out the anthem. When Smetters first began to hit the mats as a kid, the anthem was played on a guitar by another wrestler at a tournament, and that gave his dad the idea for Jacob to pursue that goal as well.
So when I started picking up guitar, he just kind of put that idea, hey, you should play the national anthem for a tournament. So I believe in 7th grade for the Fox Valley tournament, I played the national anthem, and from there I just kind of started playing it at different events. I played it at my 8th grade conference, and then freshman year and junior year.
His first performance in high school came during his freshman year when the Red Hawks wrestled the Huskies in an outdoor meet, with wrestling being moved to the spring of 2021 because of the COVID-19 pandemic.
My team was very confused when I came out with the guitar because I don't think they knew what was going on. So I think it was only Porter who I had talked to because I was very new to the program. I didn't know many people. Not many people knew what was going on until I told them. They're like, oh, okay, that's cool. Because it was the outside meet. I was like, that's a good time to play it.
Smetters takes lessons when he can, but that time is limited due to school and wrestling. So far, he is making the best of those opportunities to learn more about music, along with rocking and rolling at family events and even in the school talent show. Wrestling and music always have their learning curves, but the one thing both have in common is technique. Smetters has learned a lot of different notes when it comes to finding that perfect tune.
Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be.
I've learned a lot of discipline through practicing and developed a lot more fine motor skills with my fingers, more precision with fingers. I've learned lots of rhythm and music theory is another big one that I've kind of been forced to learn.
While Smethers continues to rock the moves on the wrestling mats, he will continue to rock the classics. Smethers will attend Michigan State University this fall to study history and education, and will continue to learn new notes before he heads out to East Lansing. But for now, Smethers and the rest of the Red Hawk Grapplers are ready for a strong postseason, beginning with the DVC tournament coming up. They picked up where they left off last season by going 5-0 in the conference regular season and have their sights set on another shot at the state tournament. While Smethers has made a name for himself inside the circle, being known for music performances could be next on the docket.
I want to start getting my name out there, playing gigs, going out to different restaurants and bars, and performing for people.
For Naperville Sports Weekly, I'm Patrick Cotto.
After the break, let's head to Lyle Lanes for the boys bowling regional and then see how some of our girls teams did before next week's DVC meet.
In these complicated times, local news has never been more important. DailyHerald.com lets you stay connected to your community, wherever you are.
After a week of snow and cold, it's time for IHSA Boys Bowling Regionals as Naperville Central hosts the tournament for the second year in a row at Lyle Lanes. The Red Hawks are looking to score back-to-back regional titles, but will have to go against teams such as Plainfield Central, Lockport Township, and Bolingbrook, along with so much more. The Naperville North Huskies are also there, looking to give their seniors a proper send-off as fans pack into the alley. The top 4 teams advance to next weekend's sectionals tournament, while the top 10 individuals from non-qualifying teams will also advance to sectionals. We start things off with the Red Hawks as the varsity squad starts the day firing on all cylinders. Naperville Central makes things difficult for other teams as Nate Taverna, Spencer Pierpoint, Tommy Creightonpoth, and Aiden Lee all started the first half sitting in the top 35 in individual standings. The Red Hawks shoot over 1,000 in each of their first 3 games to sit second in the morning session. Naperville North is also in contention as well. The 2 bowlers of Max Alexandrov and Steven Thompson keep the Huskies within contention as Naperville North sits comfortably within a top 10 spot after the morning session. Matea Valley also has 3 individual bowlers competing for the individual title as well. The trio of Anthony Lopez, Ryan Lynch, and Jack Edwards all compete for the individual title alongside the lone Downers Grove North bowler of Nathaniel Sisko. The afternoon session would feature some close battles in the top 4 positions. We start with the final transfer spot with a battle between Lockport Township and Plainfield Central. After a shaky start, the Porters get themselves going in the right direction, led by Aaron Crucial and Austin Licossi, and shoot a team-high 10-30 Game 4 score to put themselves up into the top 4. The Plainfield Central Wildcats, however, wouldn't be deterred. Looking to get themselves back into the mix, Central puts up a challenge with Jacob Chavez, Chris Baker, and Colin Elder mounting a charge for the final spot. Central would put up a Game 6 comeback to take it down to the wire. As that happens, the battle for the overall lead heats up. Joliet West has dominated much of the day as Bryce Jinks, Tyler McDonald, and Tyler Bishop pull out ahead, starting their first 4 games with scores over 1,000. Things would get interesting towards the end, however, as Sandburg High School would make a late rally for the lead. The trio of Woodley Dangerfield, Will Whittam, and Adam Durkin gives the Eagles a Game 5 rally to take an 8-pin lead going into the last game. Sandburg and Joliet West would go head-to-head the last game to settle it all between them, but in the end it was the Joliet West Tigers coming out on top, taking the last game by 64 pins as Joliet West claims the regionals title with an overall score of 6,089. Sandburg finishes in second place, 56 pins back. Naperville Central sits comfortably in third, while Lockport takes the last spot by just 5 pins over Plainfield Central to advance, as the Naperville North Huskies finish back in 13th place. Individual award sees Tommy Creightonpoth take third place overall as he finishes behind the 2 Tiger bowlers of Bryce Jinks, who takes first, and Tyler McDonald in second.
It's a rivalry matchup at Parkside Lanes between Neuqua Valley and Waubonsie Valley. The Warriors look to stay on top of the DVC standings, while Neuqua looks to build on a solid performance at the Revis Holiday Tournament. Avery Call starts things off for Waubonsie Valley with a strike as she rolls a 154 in Game 1. Trudy Wang with a strong start as well. Here she knows this spare pickup is locked in as she doesn't even need to see the ball hit the pin. A 172 in Game 1 is part of a 435 series for the Warrior. Serena Marai is doing her part for Neuqua Valley with a strike in Game 1 to help the cause. Waubonsie Valley jumps out to a healthy lead after the opening game after Lauren Bormhoff rolls a strike as part of a 165 game in a series of 481. In Game 2, the Warriors pick up where they left off. Maya Zatlokol catches fire and starts the game with 5 consecutive strikes for the green and gold. Bella Can from Neuqua Valley finds some consistency in her second 2 games with back-to-back rounds of 115 for the Cats. Sam Wertelek also rolling well for Waubonsie Valley, showcasing several tricky split pickups throughout the day as part of a 504 series, second best on the team. May McInerney with a consistent showing as all 3 games fall in between 138 and 143 to help the Warriors build their advantage. Later in the second game, Zatlokol is locked in. It's her 8th consecutive strike, just 4 away from perfection as buzz is building around the alley. Zatlokol just misses out on a strike in her 9th frame, but still rolls a career best of 267 and a 668 series on the day with all 3 games over 200. Chanel Edwards leads the way for Neuqua Valley with a 191 in Game 1 and a 515 series overall. The Wildcat continues to impress in her sophomore season. Kayushi Patel rolls her best round in Game 3 with a 135 for Neuqua Valley. The Cats have their best round as a team by a wide margin in Game 3 as Anaya Emerson impresses with a game of 176. 4 straight strikes for the first-year player as she scores a 440 series for Neuqua Valley. Waubonsie Valley, however, adds another team victory to its ledger with a DVC meet just over a week away. It's time for some girls bowling at Parkside Lanes as Waubonsie Valley's Maya Zatlokol bowls a round close to perfection. We're in Game 2, and after 5 consecutive strikes, Zatlokol is feeling strong for the Warriors. She collects her 6th straight on this attempt and is locked in. She continues to bowl strong, and after strike number 7, she rolls this one home for number 8. Zatlokol just misses out on a strike in the 9th frame, but still goes on to bowl a career-best game of 266. She ends the day with a 688 series and all 3 games over 200. We'll wrap up today's show in the pool with some boys swimming action, followed by our final play of the week.
We all have a story to share, stories others can relate to, whether moments of sorrow or of hope and inspiration, whether a story of struggle or a moment of victory. Every little moment captured and shared helps us to feel more informed, helps us to feel more engaged with and connected to the community we all call home. Every little moment captured and shared adds up to something greater. For us, that something is the collective story of Naperville, a city rich in its volunteer spirit, its diversity, its traditions and celebrations, and so much more. In Naperville, there are so many stories worth sharing. It's been our honor to tell those stories and share them with you.
It's a robotic money expert.
Clever. How do I start a savings habit?
Famous cabbage.
Savings habit.
Shaving rabbits.
Tech can make life simpler, but when it comes to savings habits, nothing's as simple as BMO. A BMO savings account helps you build a habit with a cash reward every month you save.
Cash reward? Ingenious.
Sardine Fest.
This year's top prize goes to BMO.
I'm just in it for the saving, but it's nice to be recognized.
BMO.
It's senior night for Waubonsie Valley as they say goodbye to 14 seniors on their last home meet of the year. They capped off the ceremony with all seniors jumping into the pool as the Warriors hosted the Neuqua Valley Wildcats. Both teams picked up dual wins last week. The first race of the night is the 200-yard medley relay, where Waubonsie Valley starts off on the right foot with Sean Ball, Nathan Huing, Keon Lamb, and Luke Martins winning the race with a time of 1:40.04, winning by 3 seconds. The 200-yard freestyle saw Neuqua answer right back with 2 racers finishing 1-2. Alex Parkinson wins his first of 2 races here with a time of 1 minute and 44.85 seconds, and Arun Kara finished just behind by 4 seconds. On this special night, the 200-yard individual medley was the highlight of all races as senior Keon Lamb looks to make history. Lamb blisters the field, and on his last ever home meet, he breaks the pool record with a time of 1 minute and 50.18 seconds, a record that has been held since 2001. A great race from the Warrior. The shortest race of the night, the 50-yard freestyle, sees the same fate as most of these races, with Waubonsie finishing top 2. Alex Schwartz beat Sam Lohman by just 0.2 seconds, with Schwartz securing a 22.17 second time. Lohman does respond here on senior night in a close battle with Kara in the 100-yard freestyle. Lohman finishes with a time of 49 seconds flat, beating Kara by 0.6 seconds. In the 500-yard freestyle, the longest race of the night, Parkinson finds his second win coming in the same event he won state last year. He gets the victory by a whole 30 seconds with a time of 4 minutes and 36.12 seconds. The 400-yard freestyle ends the meet the same way it started, with a Waubonsie relay win. Tyler Bardick, Martins, Schwartz, and Lohman take it home with a time of 3 minutes and 19.88 seconds, and Dub V sweeps all relays for the meet. The Warriors give the seniors one last home victory, winning 113-70 against Neuqua. Let's head to senior night with Waubonsie Valley Swimming for our boys' play of the week. Warrior Keon Lamb makes history in the Warriors pool. We're in the 200-yard IM as Lamb, a senior, and the Warriors take on rivals Neuqua Valley. Ever since he was a freshman, Lamb says he's been eyeing that pool record, and it's his last chance to do it for the green and gold. He gets off to an early lead and doesn't look back. Instead, Lamb pushes himself the hardest he ever has in Waubonsie's pool. With a massive lead, Lamb blisters the field and secures the pool record with a time of 1 minute and 50.18 seconds. It's a record that's been held since 2001, and both teams celebrate the achievement. That will close out this episode of NSW. Thanks for tuning in. You can find our past highlights, feature stories, and community sports on nctv17.org and our NCTV17 Sports YouTube channel. You can also find us on social media at NCTV17 on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. For Naperville Sports Weekly, I'm Joe Kennedy.